everybody, I am going to read to you the story Titch. I do like this story, and it's called Titch. Does anybody know what Titch means? It is a slang word for small, and guess what? When Mrs. Goody was little, people used to call her Titch because she was small. But I didn't mind it, it was quite nice. I quite liked it, it was friendly. Nobody did it in a mean way. So Titch means small. And the author is Pat Hutchins. The author is the person that writes all the words in the book, and the person who has made up the story. And the illustrator looks like it is the same person because I cannot see another name before the illustrator, and that is the person that's done all the pictures in the book. If we look at the front cover, I wonder if we can predict what is going to happen in the story. Maybe talk about it with somebody in your house. Look at the front cover. What can you see? And have a little chat about what you think might happen, what you predict. It doesn't matter if it's not the right prediction. Just by using your imagination and the information on the front, the pictures, to decide what's going to happen. Titch was little. His sister Mary was a bit bigger, and his brother Pete was a lot bigger. Can you see the difference in the size of them all? Pete had a great big bike. Mary had a big bike. What do you think Titch's bike's going to be like? Let's have a look and see. And Titch had a little tricycle. Pete had a kite that flew high above the trees. Mary had a kite that flew high above the houses. What do we think Titch has got? And Titch had a pinwheel that he held in his hand. How do you think he's feeling about all these things? His things aren't as big as his brother and sisters. Pete had a big drum. What sound does a drum make? Can you do a drum sound? Bum, bum, bum. And Mary had a trumpet. Can you do a trumpet sound? What do we think Titch has got? Let's turn over and see. And Titch had a little wooden whistle. Who can whistle? I can't whistle. Can you whistle? Pete had a big saw. Mary had a big hammer. And Titch held the nails. Does he look happy about that? I think he's feeling happy or sad. Have a look at his face. Pete had a big spade. Mary had a fat flower pot. But Titch had a tiny seed. What's going to happen to the seed? What do we think's going to happen? And Titch's seed grew and grew. Look at the difference on Titch's face at the end. Another thing to have a little chat about with somebody in your house is, what do you think the moral of the story is? That's a tricky word. Okay, and the moral is what really the message that the story was telling us. And Titch, he was the youngest in his family, so he was smaller than his brothers and his sisters. But when he grows up, just because he's the youngest doesn't mean he's always going to be the smallest. He might grow bigger than them. You may have brothers and sisters that are taller than you, but they are younger than you. Okay? And the little tiny seed look what it grew into in the end. A big plant, almost a big tree. So have a little chat about that with somebody in your house. So what we'd like you to do is have a go at drawing a picture of your favourite part of the story, and if you can, try and label it too, thinking about those initial sounds in the words, and of course writing your name on your picture. And if you can upload them to Tapestry to share with us, that would be fantastic. Our little maths activity that we'd like you to do is to find 3 objects in your house and say which one is little, big and bigger. So talk about it with somebody in your house. Then find 3 different objects and say which one is short, long and longer. Okay? And another fun challenge, if you've got some string in your house, maybe you could measure everybody in your family and then look at the length of the different pieces of string at the end and see who is the tallest, who is the smallest, and have a little discussion about it with somebody in your house. And again, if you could upload any of your work to Tapestry to share with us, we would love that. Okay, bye.